This is Star Television on Channel 21. I am Leonora Jalloh, and welcome to the National News Bulletin. First, we have a look at the top stories. Group Captain Hassan Coomber, Operations Pillar Lead NARCOVERC, speaks on the COVID-19 measures, which it says the task force team are all over the country to ensure that people adhere to the safety measures.
You said with the restrictions, with the directive being given by the Presidential Task Force, NARCOVERC has been able to transform these directives into operational plan.
Residents at Gbendembu Village in the Western Wool District has benefited from a free medical screening for various diseases, including diabetes, malaria, and hypertension.
Go back. Yes, we get lots of support from government institutions, notably the District Health Management Team, Western Area Rural District, and National Emergency Medical Supply. They help you greatly. Forget about time.
Binta Jalloh of the National Junior Secondary School Kailahun has emerged as the best debater, while Borbordeen Ngaujia Junior of the Holy Ghost Secondary School Segbewma emerged as the best quizzer in the just concluded Ibrahim and Swaray's Foundation in the secondary school debates and quiz competition.
And one thing I will assure you, this particular process is a going concern. It's something that will happen year in, year out.
And in sports, the Appeals Committee of the Sierra Leone Football Association, headed by Lawyer Kotor Kamara, has upheld the decision of the Electoral Committee of the FA to disqualify Mohamed Kallon and 4 others, failing to meet the nomination process ahead of SLFA Elections, according to the committee. And all these making the headlines. Let's now get you details of the news. Now, the Operations Pillar Lead NARCOVERC Group Captain Hassan Coomber spoke of the COVID-19 measures that was released by the Presidential Task Force, which it says the task force team are all over the country to ensure that people adhere to the safety measures. Here's the report.
As you said, with the restrictions, with the directive being given by the Presidential Task Force, NARCOVERC has been able to transform these directives into operational plan and implementation plans. So we have been able to put teams together to make sure that they continue to educate the public, that is on the risk communication and social mobilization aspect, and from the security point of view, where people have been told to comply and they are not complying, we try to put some security measures in place so that compliance can continue. So from the security point of view or operations, we have personnel, both police and the SLFA, in fact including some civilians from the National Youth Council, who have been helping to make this thing happen. So we have patrol teams around the city in strategic locations. These teams have been making sure they go around public buildings, or they go around entertainment places, one, to talk to people, and then if they do not, we get a compliance enforcement management system, also task force teams that will levy fines. So, but like you rightly said, the key thing we want to spell out here is more important in this whole exercise is cooperation, collaboration from the public. We want the public to cooperate with us, especially where we seem to be having few challenges and we need to make some clarification.
Residents at the Gbendembu Village in the Western Wool District has on Sunday, January 31st, benefited from free medical screening for various diseases, including diabetes, malaria, and hypertension. According to the country's only plastic surgeon specialist, Dr. Jalloh, attached at the Connaught Hospital, the exercise will be repeated at the end of every month, targeting primarily adults aged above 40 to 50 years and children under 5. He spoke to my colleague Mohamed Kallon in this interview and why he chose the Gbendembu community as a first phase.
Men at this village here, so they go school, primary, secondary, then medical school, then I've been fortunate for go out of the country for go study for be a surgeon. So we are coming back, I decide say the village need for benefits from what I don't gain, as a medical person. So we decide for write a small so-called project per se, where I get one or two of my colleagues there around with themselves in the medical field, plus the people themselves within at the village, when a medical people then rally them around with the help of the headman and some other people them around. They'll organize free medical screening for just the inhabitants of this Gbendembu Village. Picking them, that is 5 years and below. The one they old 5 years and they below 5 years, and the one they way old 40 years and above. The one they old 40 years and above, they check the pressure, whether the pressure high, normal or low. So they check them blood sugar, whether they get diabetes or not. Them two sick here, high blood pressure and diabetes, person can get them, he waka waka, and no say he gets sick until the sick hip and down. And when the sick hip you down, for men now or controller now, it could be very, very, very difficult. So now we could do this screening for identify people that we not get them. We tell them say they get them. Then we give them emergency treatments in a year. They will advise them who side them will go for continue this treatment. The one them we old 5 years and below, that's not the picking them. We check them for malaria and other after sick them. We can affect them picking them where they make them they lost their life under that 5 years or they go well. Support from any NGO. What thing I've been doing where I come. Me not get the money for sponsor the program. So like when I write the concept note, I talk to government agencies. I talk to the Western Area Rural District Health Management Team. Then I've been there in support of the idea. Then lend with them support, then give you them blessings, then provide some equipment and some drugs for we. And we talk to the NEMS team also, headed by Dr. Sandi and the Deputy Dr. Batima. They are very, very helpful. They provide you with over 90% of the equipment that they use now free of charge. Now the major donor them. But like I say, I talk to my colleagues then. One of them deal with Binta, farm mothers and pakra, a pharmacist, an entrepreneur. He can help for support. Don't run up and down for this program. He then also they dispense the drugs, then they head the pharmacy unit, even contribute, financially, making wife they prepare food for the volunteers. Then we go out and soon, and wife said we can join me with some few other colleagues. Then some then can join me later. Some then don't come because of the tight schedule. They don't work small, then don't go back. Yes, we get lots of support from government institutions, notably the District Health Management Team, Western Area Rural District, and National Emergency Medical Supply. They help you greatly. Forget about that. I believe in continuity. We don't start this program by God in power, we will continue. And the concept note we will write, now for do this program every month. So with the solicit support from colleagues elsewhere, we team can even be ready for help other communities. If they're ready, then get the logistics, they not get the manpower, we be willing for go and help them communities there. But this program, we want let it continue every month. Now we could take all the details of the people there, we put on a spreadsheet, we collect all the information, we analyze them. So yes, this program therefore continue every month by God in power. And then government institutions the way we meet, they're willing for support. We are really happy for them. Patience, now they beg them for let them be patient. This is not just what in Englishman call the pilot program. Now the first program we don't make. Now here we identify all the problems that we can, so that the next one we will avoid all them problems there. So I will talk to them, let them be very patient with we. Right now we will be slow, small, but we will pick up. And when they come back, let them know, say, not to anybody we can hospital or screening program, they go with medicine. Now look who they look you. If you get sick, where you need medicine, they will provide the medicine there if you get them. If you not get them, we will write a prescription, advise you who say you will get them. Before we start this program, we talk to the authorities and at the Lumley Government Hospital. They are aware, say, we do this screening program. So if any emergency can now, when an adult emergency, we will attend, we will get on first aid, they will call the National Ambulance Service, we refer an alumni hospital. Then they right now, they're ready for receive adult emergency. The picking them, King Hammer Road Hospital, we're now one of the newest picking hospitals. We're very good. We're headed by a very good pediatrician, one Dr. Hassan Jalloh. We're now all up on this screening, but you just get small hold up, you can join, we inform them back. Then serve the wait for any picking emergencies we will get. After we don't do the first aid treatment, we will send a day back and continue the treatment day back.
This first one what he have done for me show that he will come with another or more and to help the government of this country, because this is a great help for the government and for we, the patients, that we don't have money maybe to go and do this test or to get this, we should wait till we get sick before we go do this test.
As the Ibrahim Swaray's Foundation Inter-Secondary School Debate and Quiz Competition comes to a close over the weekend in the township of Kailahun, Binta Jalloh of the National Junior Secondary School Kailahun has emerged as best debater, while Borbordeen and Ngaujia Junior of the Holy Ghost Secondary School Segbewma emerged as best quizzer on the theme Building Environmental Sustainability through Market-Based Innovation and Skills Acquisition for a Transparent, Fairer and Competitive Investment in Sierra Leone. Now, the debate and quiz competition, according to Ibrahim Swaray, Chief Executive Officer, National Public Procurement Authority, aims to complement the vision of President Julius Maada Bio's free quality education through empowering the nation's human capital. Mohamed Kallon compiled this report.
Binta Jalloh of the National Junior Secondary School, Kailahun, has emerged as the best debater, while Borbordeen Ngaujia Junior of the Holy Ghost Secondary School, Segbewma, emerged as best quizzer, organized courtesy of the Chief Executive Officer, National Public Procurement Authority, Ibrahim Swaray, on the theme Building Environmental Sustainability through Market-Based Innovation and Skills Acquisition for a Transparent, Fairer and Competitive Investment in Sierra Leone, edging their opponent with a huge marginal difference. In his closing remarks, the Chief Executive of NPPA said it's been a perennial undertaking to support education in Kenema, as his thrust is to develop the human capital with a regional focus that will be all-inclusive.
That's the reason why we started quiz and debate competition. And this quiz and debate competition started in Kenema. That was done successfully, and we had 3 best schools. We're here today to ensure how we can get another 3 best schools in the Kailahun district. And after here, we'll go to Kono and find same. Then we'll have regional quiz and debate competition. So all those that are debating today, be rest assured, those 3 schools that will do extremely well will be part of our regional debate in Kenema a few months from now.
He commended the participants and described their output as impressive and called on the other participants of the quiz competition not to despair, but to remain steadfast in their academic work, noting that the aim of the quiz exercise is to broaden the students' horizon in terms of their cognitive ability towards the growth and development of their academic career.
And one thing I will assure you, this particular process is a going concern. It's something that will happen year in, year out. We want to make education an envy, and we want to see how students or pupils can be so bold enough to articulate issues. Because if we are educated and if we are knowledgeable, trust me, Sierra Leone can grow.
The team lead National Junior Secondary School, Kailahun, Binta Jalloh, attributed her winning due to their teamwork and the level of preparedness ahead of the final and committed their winning to the entire school.
My preparation was too late but fine. It's going to my school equally as my family and equal more to me.
Daniel Van de Koy, one of the organizers of the Ibrahim Brima Swaray's Foundation Inter-Secondary School Quiz and Debate Competition, while reiterating the importance of the academic exercise, noting the sustainability drive in promoting education in that part of the district.
You know, of course, I can say the CEO of this foundation is an employee of the present government. Yeah, and for the simple fact that he's an employee of this present government, he has got that moral obligation, you know, to prepare the idea of His Excellency, Jalloh. So he did meet fit to organize this so as, you know, to complement the government's effort in actualizing the goal of equality education. So we are damn so much impressed and we are passionate in doing it because this one is a service for humanity. Yeah, so I want to crave on the indulgences of all that duty bearers, just like Mr. Ibrahim Swaray of MPPA, to follow his footsteps, so as to see how we can eradicate illiteracy in our country.
17 schools drawn from Kailahun, Gbendembu, Segbewma, Jalloh and other parts of the district participated on a round-robin basis, with the National Secondary School and Gbendembu Vocational Secondary School triumphed during the academic exercise. For Star News in Freetown, I am Rebecca Samura reporting.
Well, if you've just joined us, this is the National News Bulletin here on Star TV. Now, the Honourable Member of Parliament for Constituency 128, Benjamin Swaray, has handed over the construction of the car wash project to the contracting engineers from Michelle K Group of Company in order to construct a modernized car wash centre that will help to reduce the rate of unemployment among young people within his constituency. Judge Elliot Town takes up the story.
The Honourable Member of Parliament of Constituency 128, Honourable Gbendembu Village, has handed over the construction of a car wash project to the contracting engineers from Michelle K Group of Company in order to construct a modernized car wash centre that will help to reduce unemployment among young people in his constituency. The project, according to the Honourable Member, is part of the empowerment programs that the government is engaged in for the youth of the country who have created livelihood in car washing. He further stated that the project is geared towards ensuring that youth are catered for and to lessen the problem of employment and capacity building among them.
We there this morning for the handing over of this particular wash car where the youth ministry assigned to my constituency. And of course, I want to say big thanks to the Minister of Youth, Mohamed Mr. Bangua, and also thanks to the First Lady who gave the support for making sure we get this particular car wash in this constituency. Because I remember the last time when the First Lady can do this market, this is not the thing where the youth man put to say, Mama, na his community this, na his constituency this, na he inside. Now you don't make them woman longer market. Who will the youth man them? One car wash, or at least look who's going to wash to car. Keep yourself busy. At least our people in the class we say we not bad boys them. We not go be them kind of people and they so we gonna help with at least the mommy safety come up serious and able for push and make sure so we get this car wash na this particular community, this constituency. We go for benefit more than 35 young man them, youth man them. We at least will keep them tied up, we'll keep them focused. At least they're able for the get there for help their family, take care of their wife and them people. And also as recently, this same constituency, through me, we don't get a scholarship, we don't get youth people, we have 250 scholarship, we then benefit from them at least. Then go for get themselves fixed up, get themselves tied up for help their family. As I can always say, this government in new direction under our president, retired Brigadier Jesus. Marabio, not a president we can use youth man them, not a president we can use youth man and rum, weed and drugs. I believe for say in need for transform the youth man them, but at least they're going to take up a better position at the end of the day. Now we watch in cabinet, most of the people of the Savannah in cabinet are youth man them, look at the MPs them, look at the ministers them, parastatals them. The people will give responsibility so that they're going to transform the youth them and most of them community they are. I mean one of them as a young man, these are the things that we have to do for make sure say the government, the new direction, get an impact into the life of the youth the youth man, the young girl, so at least when we will help themselves tomorrow and their life food.
The General Manager, Michelle K. Group of Company, John Mane, stated that the project will last for 6 weeks and the youth of the constituency will be part of the labor workforce just to make sure that they finish the work on time. He further called on community stakeholders for them to come on board in order to actualize the dream of the Honorable.
We will do this work in 6 weeks' time. And hopefully, by God's power, we will start them on Tuesday. And during that period, now we get what we call normally the technical time, we call it mobilization. That is, we bring time, we fix them at the site, then try to identify places where we will storm using the stakeholders and the community for make sure they are safe and okay when we start the work. And also we will get the problem with manpower. Michelle K. Group of Company are one of the companies that we believe in cooperating youth. I believe say this job we get from youth, affairs, Ministry of Youth and Affairs, now for the community. Instead of we come with other people from other community, the technical side will provide, but the labor aspect will make sure say the youth them involved.
Samuel Kallon, the PRO of the Car Wash Center Hill Station, said for over 21 years they have been struggling in order to upgrade the car wash center with modernized equipment, but to no avail. And they thank the Honorable Member of Parliament for coming to their aid at the right time.
And this was one for Tango because it was on there for more than 20 years. These are the 21 years. And we don't struggle, we don't get leaders, we don't come, but we don't watch TV. And we don't do bad things there because we don't get possible to help you. But now we don't get possible to encourage you. We don't come close to you. We don't come by now. We was lively. And we don't say yes, this man we don't come, we don't able to benefit. Therefore, can lead man to the right place. As you look at these developments, we don't say yes, this is not the right thing for you. I will go all and fine. I will go all out to one. We will not say this here, yes, it will develop we and it will bring good things to we. But we all roll. One for appreciate the contract for them, they want small. We don't say yes. Now we go good, we all effort to go make the work go through and the work go forward. And as they don't come, we self as Waska, as a youth, we go put up with your effort, we go back up with them, we ready for work with them, follow Waska will come through, follow Waska the game will come to pass. And we don't see we effort, me man them, as now they see them, we all go put on, we all go put effort, and we all go work with the engineer, and we go do this work with one accord instead of Jesus.
Statements were made by other community stakeholders who graced the occasion for his remarkable transformative drive towards the community. It was a wonderful engagement and several praises were hyped by the youth and the Honorable for a job well done, and they pray for more tangible development like this to continue as a show of his commitment to capacitating the young minds. For Star News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reporting.
As a way of raising the awareness on rape cases, Hindolo Pokowa and Dustin Montgomery did a 315-mile walk campaign from Kailahun to Freetown, yet towards ending rape culture in Sierra Leone. Elizabeth Kabu takes up the story.
Indolo Pokawa and Dunstan Montgomery are the organizers of the event. They did a 350 miles walk from Kailahun to Freetown in order to silence rape and sexual violation in the country. They invited other partners like the Rainbow Initiative, police, musicians, Bank of Sierra Leone, lawyers, and religious leaders.
Sierra Leone is a place of peace, a place of love, a place of culture, full of beauty and full of love in all the people. Everywhere we went, from Kailahun to Gbendembu, to Daru, to Talia, to Kanama, to Bo, all the way across the country, we were met with nothing but love, support, and friendship. As an American, I cannot speak on behalf of all Americans, but I will say that I stand by you and I stand with you here in Sierra Leone. I believe in this country. And I believe that the issues that Salone is facing in terms of rape and gender-based violence can and will be fought and battled and won. I believe that Sierra Leone will act as a beacon of hope for the rest of the world, because the issues that you face here in Sierra Leone are issues that I see faced in America.
According to the Executive Director of the Yembo Initiative, Jibril Kabo, spoke on the existence of the Yembo organization, stated that they have been operating for the past 16 years. He further that their aim is to support the fight against gender-based violence and providing support to the women and girls. He pleaded to the government to provide free medical to survivors and also for a forensic lab to prove rape.
In 2020, in the 5 districts outside the world, Rainbow Initiative provides support to women and girls, and the number they are above 3,000, just in 5 districts. And the youngest now 3 months old, and the oldest now 100 years. If you imagine somebody rape 100 years old woman, and somebody get in mind for rape a 3 months old baby, what did they get out of her? So this we see them as an opportunity, Mr. Chairman, for joint with colleagues for continue to raise awareness. And as such, I want to send this message. Rainbow Initiative and the community of practice, we want to ask government for make sure say free medical within the Sexual Offences Act, free medical for all survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. Then we're able to get them anytime we go in a government hospital.
The keynote speaker, Charles Vandy, a representative from the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, started by thanking the organizers of the historic event, particularly Indolo Pokawa and Dunstan Montgomery, and that he is happy that after various consideration and involvement of the judiciary, NGOs, the event has come to a reality.
Thank the organizers of this historic event, particularly Indolo and Dunstan. I am delighted to be here at the end of such a fantastic demonstration of sacrifice and the start of a true commitment to a serious cause. A lot has gone through making this happen, and this is an era of anticipation which is very promising. Over the last year, I have been very much aware of the discussion, the research, the thinking, and the talk between my officials, my own team, the judiciary, and NGOs. I know the conversation has gone back and forth, to and fro, as together we strove.
He said that he knows the conversation has gone back and forth, to and fro, and together they strove to come up with a concept and strategy to prevent sexual violence. The Inspector General of Police, Ambrose Michael Sovola, in a statement congratulated the organizers of the program for such a brilliant idea for organizing a campaign to eradicate rape, and such idea has made the work of the police easy.
Let me also, as a rejoinder, congratulate those guys that have worked so far in the bid to fight against this menace in this country. Well, the police has always been there, but the fight has not been easy. You may be looking at it as a police fight. It has not been a police fight. It is now that we have been awakening from our slumber for all of us to know that it has not just been a police fight, but all of us fight. The reason is very simple. All of us are involved in the menace. So if you leave it to the police alone to fight it, it was going to be a huge challenge for the police. Now all of us have come on board. The police will now find a job interesting and easy for it to be done.
Ended by stating that the police should be able to stand tall in the force of law to stop rape, and they will start naming and shaming the perpetrators. For Star Television News, Elizabeth Kagbo reporting.
The roundup and news bulletin. Let's see what's happening in the sporting world as the Appeals Committee of the Sierra Leone Football Association, headed by Lawyer Kotor Kamara, has upheld the decision of the Electoral Committee of the FA to disqualify Mohamed Kallon and 4 others, failing to meet nomination process ahead of SLFA Elections, according to the committee. Wilton John, a sports correspondent, has more for you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Sporting News. The Appeals Committee at the Sierra Leone Football Association, headed by Lawyer Kotor Kamara, has come out with their findings against those who petitioned on a decision taken by the nomination committee in the ongoing electionary process ahead of the 2021 SLFA Elective Congress to be held on the 26th and 27th of February 2021 in Makeni. According to the committee headed by Lawyer Kotor Kamara, that among those who appeal is the former captain of the national team, Mohamed Kallon, that they have failed the nomination process. Here is the report by Isabella Stone.
The Sierra Leone Football Association Electoral Appeals Committee has concluded appeal cases brought to the committee by some football stakeholders in the ongoing electioneering process. According to the committee, after several deliberations, it has successfully come to the end of hearing on the above-mentioned appeals matter and has therefore made the following directions. The committee holds that the Western Area Urban Football Association is not a valid member of the Sierra Leone Football Association as at the close of nomination at 5 p.m. of 8 January 2021. That Mighty Black Bull Football Club is not a valid member of the Sierra Leone Football Association as at the close of nomination at 5 p.m. the 8th of January 2021. That the Electoral Committee shall not accept the nomination of the Association of Football Veterans relating to Mohamed Kallon.
We say the press release will come out today. It's unfortunate for say the press release come out and under the letterhead of the Sierra Leone Football Association, signed by Chris Kamara and Aisha Johnson. So if the Electoral Committee, now then they lead the electoral process, why make we for still they see secretarial staff they involved? Okay? So let's go to number 3, very important. Say that the Electoral Committee should not accept the nomination of the Association of Football Veterans relating to Mohamed Kallon. That means they say the retired heroes when a veteran not for nominate Mohamed Kallon without no reason. And then 3 of the committee appeals committee members, 2 disagree, and the chairman in agree. Can you imagine? No? The chairman will make the biggest decision. In say in agree, and the vice and the other guy, when Mr. Pratt, when Aisha Johnson, a lawyer, because I remember vividly the last time where Aisha slapped me, while going to police station, that lawyer, that Mr. Pratt, now he go represent Aisha, now the OSD police force. So today, the day will go for the appeals. Now I see in front of me. And they will look me inside my eye. Can you imagine? Where people, where at the end of the day, for they come up and make better decisions for we future, for we picking them tomorrow, we grand picking them tomorrow, and they come and destroy the process. Now one go to ask why make some of a boy go before, but these are the little questions that we get for ask yourself. But if they ignore the entire way they happen, then tomorrow when Mohamed Kallon will take a stand, they say Mohamed Kallon no play football because FC Kallon no agree for play.
That the Electoral Committee shall not accept the nomination of Western Area Rural District Football Association in relation to Kashoje Olan Cole. That the Western Area District Football Association is hereby fined the sum of 1 million yuans for bringing a nomination process into disrepute. That the Mighty Blackpool is hereby fined the sum of 1 million yuans for bringing the nomination process into disrepute. That the Sierra Leone Football Secretariat publishes the list of regularized members not later than 11 a.m. 30th January 2021. That the following Secretariat staff are Hussein A. Kabar and Mohamed Freeman are hereby restricted from participating in any electoral-related activities, although some of these football stakeholders will be seeking legal redress. For Star TV Sport in Freetown, I am Isabella Stanley.
From the point of the appeals committee, that Mohamed Kallon is not qualified and 4 others to contest for position in the upcoming Sierra Leone Football Association election. In the next 1 week from now, the Electoral Committee and other committees will be scrutinizing the qualified candidates for various positions that will be contesting for the upcoming elections. That's all for sports for today's news.
News Bulletin 5. Thank you so very much for watching. I am Leonora Jalloh. To stay with us if you can.